Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today, we're bringing you a play this, not that, or, well, play this, not that, on Terraforming Mars versus On Mars. The two colony-style games that, I mean, they sound similar enough. I think that's fair to compare them.
Both deal with Mars.
Now, for the record, this isn't my series. Never has been my series, never will be my series. This is a series that is owned and operated by a very young, handsome, and charming Mr. Alexander Sender Radcliffe III from North Undershire, or you might actually know him as Board Game Co. We are co-opting some of his best ideas, just like I'm sure he will eventually be co-opting some of mine. Assuming, and I'm sure there's going to be a comment down below, where he says, what ideas? Either way, I have his video pulled up here so I can reference the timestamps that he went through like a responsible human being, and we can talk about and compare these two titles. But to start with, we need to introduce and establish why On Mars is worth or fair to compare with Terraforming Mars. So, set up what Terraforming Mars is. You have more experience with it than I do.
I do.
What is this game when it comes to like down to its essence? What are you doing in it?
Terraforming Mars is more of a deck builder, engine deck builder. You're upgrading resources and picking cards to upgrade your engine, basically, with a little bit of manipulation of tiles on the board.
Less so deck, more tableau.
Yeah.
Building specifically. It's not like a deck builder would be buying from a marketplace and then playing a sequence of cards down. You have all the cards in your hand, and you're going to be placing or purchasing those into your board in front of you.
Yeah.
This game, for me, was always played with Prelude and the draft mechanic, which gives you a little bit more agency over your starting characters and starting cards, and the draft mechanic. Have you ever played with that?
Nope.
Interesting. So we're going to have two different experiences with this.
Are.
The draft mechanic, instead of the random draw from the middle of the deck at the very beginning, you're going to actually, throughout the course of the game, be passing cards around the circle and choosing which one you want to take, and then passing that or continuing it around.
Yeah.
So it reduces the degree of randomness, allows you to strategize down a tunnel. But you're absolutely right. Terraforming Mars is going to be a well-beloved and... I mean, a really, really well-beloved game that is all about a point-salad style scoring system that's built off of a tableau, cards on your board, resource generation, get your engine up and running, produce as much as possible, and then convert those into straight victory points, into land tiles, into, ground and cards that are going to be slowly terraforming the planet of Mars. On Mars. What's going on here?
A lot more. The main difference to me with Terraforming Mars is you're given your first corporation, which is kind of gonna drive how you play the game. This you start out with the same, and then you've got to make your own strategy from there.
Okay.
And then there's a lot less of, I would say, a lot less engine building, more just the way everything weaves together. A lot more strategic.
It's much more resource management. It's much more Euro in the sense of like strategic worker placement. They both have the point salad nature to them at the end. I think On Mars might be a little bit more controllable. And I think you're right. The randomness in Terraforming Mars leads way to fun, exciting, big moments. The strategery, I think that's a word.
That's sure.
In On Mars leads way to kind of a deep and dedicated, very thoughtful approach to the game. Do you think these are fair to compare, beyond just namesake alone?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
they're both Mars-based games.
They're both Mars-based games, but they do play completely different.
Okay.
At least to me, they do.
Okay. I'll be interested to see where you stand on this then. So here in Alex's Play This Not That for Dune Imperium versus Endless Winter versus Lost Ruins of Arnak, the next thing he went to was art and then interaction on the game. So, art and aesthetic. I mean, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Right? Terraforming Mars tries. They give you some, like... it's just head over heels. Now, Terraforming Mars is also half the price.
Correct.
I still think, though, even at half the price, I would rather a deluxe copy of Terraforming Mars.
I'd have been okay if it was just a cardboard.
Just a little bit more.
Not
just a little bit more.
paper. Yeah.
Just they cared 10% more.
Just-
Yeah, I mean, On Mars is going to be an Eagle Griffin game. It's going to be a beautiful artwork, incredible, immaculate kind of inserts and board presence. It's going to have these amazing meeples that give you agency over the game state. It is more expensive, but as far as both of us are concerned, it beats Terraforming Mars every day of the week when it comes to not only table presence, but also just sheer joy of interacting with the components. Literally, these are the best things that Terraforming Mars has to offer. And they're even maybe a little lighter than Metal Cube should be, to be fair to them. Interaction in the game state. Terraforming Mars versus On Mars.
I mean, Terraforming Mars has a lot of cards that drive player interaction.
They do?
On Mars, it's a little... You have to pay attention a lot more to understand what the other player has and how your cards can earn points off of it.
But I think it matters more.
It does. It definitely, you get a lot more points. Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So, for me, I think Terraforming Mars does fun, big moments with player interaction, does a ton of resource generation with player interaction. Like, it's more of a rewarding experience. But On Mars does something I've never seen a Euro game do as efficiently and as systematically as it does. It is a cooperative game experience built off of the premise that we are literally working together to transform this planet, to set up a colony, and it's still competitive enough to feel like the crunch of numbers matters, that the resources I'm maybe giving you matter, right? I want to hold some things back, but I kind of need you to upgrade your technology. I kind of need you to maneuver around the board and really take advantage of the stuff that you've been given so that I can benefit from it. It has this weird state where both of us are really working together. I'm relying on you for points at the end of the game, and you kind of are relying on me as well.
Yes.
Terraforming Mars, I feel like it's sort of a one-sided relationship.
Yeah, and there's more small things you can do in this, like remove all one player's plants or something like that, where you can...
A little bit of take that.
Yeah.
A little bit mean. Modularity and expansions.
I haven't played any of the expansions for Terraforming Mars.
Really?
I do want this one, though.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. Yeah. So here's the thing. On Mars is not going to have a ton of modularity or expansions. It has a mini expansion right now. It has a degree of modularity when it comes to cards that are sequenced out in the order that things come out in. But for the most part, this is going to be a nearly perfect information Euro-style puzzle.
I don't know if I would want to add too many expansions.
Too much complexity and modularity.
There's already a lot to it.
Yeah, I hear that. And I would have to agree with the exception of what they might be adding. If they're simple, if they're a single rule that adds something of value, maybe. But I wouldn't want something more complex.
No.
Whereas, for me, Terraforming Mars, I think, is a bad game, except for the expansions. The alternative rules of play, the drafting system, the Prelude expansion, the stuff that now the community considers finishes off this game, rounds off the experience of it for at least multiplayer sessions, for me, I think have made this game something that I enjoy and that I'm happy to hold on to and continue playing. But I really think that if I'd played base game alone the very first time, I would have not been very interested in it. I think the expansions are necessary for Terraforming Mars. I'm glad they're there, but I also think they fix a game, whereas On Mars is already kind of self-contained and really, really refined how it is. What's your sense of things?
Well, I haven't played any of the expansions, so I've only played the base game, and I will say everyone I've taught this to and played with has been able to pick it up really quick and enjoyed it. And I really like the base game. I have been trying to find some of the expansions, mostly that one.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with the base game.
Yeah. Theme, and then thematic integration of the mechanics.
I mean, they both kind of hit the theme pretty well.
Sure.
You're colonizing Mars and...
setting up a colony.
Yeah, you're both... There's a little bit of... I guess you can steal tiles from people in this one, but this one you're kind of working together. If I build something, it's community. Like, he can use it, or...
Look. Hello, Alex.
Hello, sir.
Hey, you're on
Thanks for calling
speaker.
me.
You're on speakerphone. Welcome to Play This, Not That. Terraforming Mars versus On Mars. Do you have anything for the audience?
I think that is an excellent idea. That is such a good video to do because honestly, the only thing the games share is the theme. So of course, why not compare two games with the words Mars in them?
Oh.
That's that. I mean, I don't know what else they share, but I look forward to watching your video.
Yeah, well, we were just going through that. How can people find you and subscribe to you if they want to, watch the person that makes this series, not the person that's stealing it?
Oh, I recommend that they make sure to subscribe to my channel and head over to my channel Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a very special video.
Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is that this week, I'm assuming?
That would be this week, absolutely.
Oh, lovely, lovely, great, good to know. That's something that I wasn't aware of. I'm assuming that's the revenge that you've hinted at in the past.
I have no idea what you're referring to whatsoever, sir.
All right, well, I'll give you another call some other time. We're going to finish off this video and continue trying to do you better than you.
Enjoy. I look forward to it.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
So we were just talking about the theme and the mechanical integration of that theme.
Yeah.
For me, Terraforming Mars is more fun. I think they both hit the theme on the head. I think they both do well on the theme. The settlement building and the cooperative nature of it and the puzzle that you're trying to solve is interesting. It's fun. It's okay, but it feels much more dry compared to smashing meteorites down into the planet and actually terraforming and transforming this entire ecosystem into something bigger and better. And I think Terraforming Mars, despite the fact that I don't like the art on the cards, I think the thematic integration, I think the flavor text, I think the cards and the titles and the names themselves, this for me hits theme out of the park.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
On Mars does not. On Mars felt like a mechanic system, an operating system, a big dashboard that you were playing on. The theme was there, but I didn't feel like the choices that I had really dug into or integrated into it.
Yeah, and there's no, flavor text, if you will, on any of the cards, so you don't get any of that like you do with all these cards.
Let's talk playtime, teaching time between the two games.
Oh, boy. Night and day different.
Yeah.
Playtime, longer. Teaching time, longer.
2 hours, 2 hours-ish. Teaching time, 1 hour.
Depending on who you're teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 1 hour teach, and then before you can play a full game, playing through a few rounds before you know the person's got it.
Yeah.
This one, Terraforming Mars, I feel like you can do a quick 15-minute teach, and everyone's got a firm grasp on it after 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, Terraforming Mars, one of the reasons it's so beloved is because it is also way more accessible.
Yeah.
It is, I don't know if it's intro level, but it's darn close.
Yeah,
I think it's
beyond.
Beyond intro level, but it's darn close to that. That when you start getting into the hobby, this is one of the games that you pick up and you start learning things like tableau building, resource production. It's just really rich in a lot of those things. So, any other things that we want to go over comparing these two titles that are comparable on name alone?
I don't think so.
Okay, so now we're going to get down to kind of the crux of the conversation. Play this, not that. Where do you stand?
I like them both. I'm going to play them both.
Yeah?
Yeah. This, Terraforming Mars, I'm going to play with a group of... I would play with up to 4 people.
Okay.
And a group that is less experienced in board games. This, I'm probably not going to play with 4 people.
3 max.
3 max, and I'm probably going to teach one person at a time, and then another person.
Yeah. I'm a little weird on this. I think I like On Mars more.
Yeah.
Now, I really did enjoy the drafting mechanic and the systems in Terraforming Mars, but if I'm going to play a drafting game, Blood Rage does it better.
Yeah.
So I think I like On Mars more. However, if I'm talking to the audience, I'm leaning to the side of play Terraforming Mars, not On Mars. And the reason being is going to come down to this. If you had not brought this game home, learned it, played it, brought it back, taught me, tabled it, I don't know that I would have ever got it off the shelf. And I don't know if I can necessarily endorse or fully recommend a game that I myself would not realistically table and play.
Yeah.
I think now that I know it, I would get On Mars to the table once every 6 months.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I also did not learn Terraforming Mars, but that was because I was so disappointed with this and the art and the graphics and the component. Like, I just was it was so anticlimactic for me that I never wanted to.
Yeah.
And I had my community teach me, and I had a blast of a time, and I'd be willing to play again. I agree with you. I'd be willing to play both of these games. But if push comes to shove, I'm telling people to play Terraforming Mars, not on Mars. And for you...
But I'm playing this one. I'm choosing to play this one, but I would tell people to play that one, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've also played this a lot more than I've played this.
But at this point now, if both of them are in your collection, both of them are on your shelf, what are you pulling off yourself to play?
Oh, this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just because it's just a richer system?
Yeah, and I feel like there's more replayability in this one. There is a lot of replayability in Terraforming Mars too, but there's just a lot of strategy in this one.
I hear you. Either way, let us know in the comments down below, was this a fair comparison? Anything we didn't hit or go over, and which one would you personally choose to keep, play, and get to the table? Whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Get out and play some games. We'll see you next time. Thank you.